Assalamualaikum students. Today we will discuss protozoans, animal-like protists. Animal-like protists are called protozoans. This topic is from 11th class biology, chapter number 7. In this topic we will discuss two groups of protozoans, that is Foraminiferans and Actinopods, and the second group is Apicomplexans. Let's start with Foraminiferans and Actinopods. These marine protozoans produce shells or tests. Shell of Foraminifera are made up of calcium, whereas those of actinopod are made of silica. The shell or test contain pore through which cytoplasmic projections can be extended. Here you can see Foraminiferans and actinopod. The structure having shell white in color are Foraminiferans and crystal shell or silicon shell showing actinopods. These marine protozoans produce shell or test. Shallow foraminifera are made of calcium, whereas actinopod shell made of silica. That's why it looks glassy. Cytoplasmic projections. These shell or tests contain pore. These shell have pore through which cytoplasm projections can be extended. These shell, as you can see in the diagram, these shell have pores, and through these pores cytoplasm can move out and spread over the shell. And when cytoplasm move out, it is called cytoplasmic projections. These cytoplasmic projections play a very important role in entangled spray. These cytoplasmic projections form a sticky interconnected net that entangles prey, help in catching or attracting prey. Shark formation, that is important function of foraminiferans and actinopod. Dead foraminiferans sink to the bottom of the ocean where their shell form a grey mud that is gradually transformed into chalk. Here we have discussed shell, cytoplasmic projections, what are the role of cytoplasmic projections, and chalk formation. Limestone deposit. Foraminiferans of the past have created vast limestone deposits. With that, foraminiferans has been completed. In foraminiferans, we discuss foraminiferans and actinopod both have shell. The shell of foraminifera made of calcium, while of actinopod is made of silica. Both have pores in shell through which cytoplasmic projections extend. These cytoplasmic projections form a sticky net and help in tangle spray. And the dead foraminiferans deposit at the bottom of any water body in which they are present, and gradually first it form a gray mud, then convert into chalk. And limestone chalk deposits in huge quantity are formed lime deposits. The next group of protozoan, we are discussing protozoan. What are protozoans? The animal-like protists are called protozoans. We have discussed three groups: amoeba, zooflagellates, and ciliates in previous lecture. These are two groups, actinopod and foraminiferans, and the second group is Apicomplexan. Apicomplexans are a large group of parasitic protozoans. They are parasitic. Parasitic, they depend on a host and it harm the host. Some of which cause serious diseases such as malaria in human. The famous disease that apicomplexan cause is malaria. They are parasitic protozoans. Locomotion, apicomplexan lake specific structure, like we have studied in cilia, in zooflagellates, in cilia, in paramecium, cilia is present, and in zooflagellate, flagella is present. But In apicomplexan, no locomotory structure is present. They move by flexing their body, by bending their body. They do locomotion. What is locomotion? The movement from one area to another area. The next spore, at some stage in their life, means in unfavorable condition, they develop a spore. Epicomplexan convert or develop into a spore. As what is spore? A small infective agent transmitted to the next host. What is spore? A small infected that can cause disease. Agent transmitted to the next host. Many epicomplexans spend part of their life in one host and part in a different host species. They are parasites, so they need host. But the host can be more than one in number. They can spend one life means reproductive life in one host and growth life in another host. Let's discuss Plasmodium. The famous example of epicomplexan is Plasmodium. It causes malaria in human. Plasmodium, the epicomplexan that cause malaria, enter human blood through the bite of an infected female Anopheles mosquito. First step in its life cycle, we are also discussing the life cycle of Plasmodium. The first step is that entry. Plasmodium is present in the body of a mosquito, but that mosquito is female, and the name for that female mosquito is Anopheles mosquito. Why it is present in female mosquito? Because female mosquito need blood for egg formation, and it cause biting. First step entry. Plasmodium enter human blood through the bite of an infected female Anopheles mosquito, as you can see in diagram. The first step has been completed. Plasmodium enter in a human body by the biting of Anopheles mosquito. Here you can see that first step, mosquito inject sporozoites. These spores are called sporozoites. These spores are of Plasmodium spores. They are causative agents. Second stage, next second step, let's move toward our second step, that is multiplication. When these spores enter human body, first they reach to liver cells. Plasmodium first enter liver cells and then red blood cells RBCs where it multiplies. Plasmodium enter by the bite of an Anopheles mosquito, then it reach to liver cells of human being, then it move toward RBCs, red blood cells. Plasmodium, spores of Plasmodium are moving through human blood. Then it reach to red blood cells when it where it multiplies. The first step was entry, the second step is multiplication. Third, cell burst. When each infected red blood cell bursts, many new parasites are released because the spores are multiplied rapidly and there is a less space in red blood cells. When each red blood cell is packed with spores, then it bursts. There, that is third step. And each parasite released. Fourth step, infection. The released parasite infect new red blood cells. Then it spread in the blood and infected more red blood cells, and the process is repeated. These are four steps. Now you can see here. First, mosquito injects sporozoites. Number two, it reach to liver cells. Then from liver it moved to RBCs. Third step. Here you can see third step. Gametocytes are injected by mosquito. Red blood cells multiplication. When it multiply, it can be injected when bite another mosquito, and it go back to mosquito's body where it is converted into egg and sperm. Zygote formation take place and the process is repeated. Entry, multiplication, cell burst, and reinfect red blood cells or taken by another mosquito. when it bites the same person. So in this way, the four steps completed. Symptoms of malaria. The symptoms of malaria are chill and high fever. The simultaneous bursting of millions of red blood cells cause the symptoms of malaria. Which thing cause symptoms of malaria? The simultaneously at the same time the bursting of millions of red blood cells cause the symptoms of malaria. That is a short question. And what are the symptoms of malaria? The symptom of malaria are chill followed by high fever. Why it is caused by high fever? Because it is caused by toxic substance that are released and affect other organs of the body. There are three short questions. What are symptoms of malaria? A chill followed by high fever. Why these symptoms are caused? Because the bursting of millions of red blood cells cause these symptoms. Why high fever take place? Because toxic substances are produced, and these substances affect the other organs. With that, we have completed our topic. Thank you for watching.